Alrighty guys, hi, how are you? I decided I wanted another shirt. I told you I was going to do another shirt. So we're just going to go for it. Today I'm going to use the fabric marker, the black one, and the Arteza fabric paints. I'm going to use these colors: a red, a lime green, silver, a forest green, and a phthalo green. We'll see what that does. Not sure. We're just going to play. Why the heck not? I am inspired by, on my Pinterest board, this hat today. Let me turn off my light just so you can see that hat today. See him? He's cute. Sort of a jester sort of a thing. Mine's a little bit different. I've already kind of designed it a little bit with a watercolor pencil, a gray watercolor pencil. You can kind of see where I've been playing with shapes. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. So here we go. I decided I was wanting to do a sort of a jester shaped hat. Kind of like that. And like this. And then I want a little bell hanging off each one. That's a little not straight. Kind of like so. And like this. Needs a little bit more. A little something in the middle there. Use the other side. Like that. Okay. That works. And then his hat. Try to be a little more symmetrical this time than the last time. Something like that. That's good. We'll stick his nose in here. And then he's going to have sort of teardroppy bits, I think. Like this. Something like that. And let's do something like this. Something like that. Something like that. Oh, that's cute. These almost look like droopy eyes, though. Let's do more coming out here. Just so those don't look like eyes. Okay, I want 3. That looks better. Okay. Let's see. Let's do here. Like that. Is that looking all right? Looks like it's looking all right. Let me scooch back a little bit. Need more room for beard. These are beardy fellows. Okay. One more over here. That. Is that good enough? Do I want more beard? No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. All right. They need... It needs... Okay, let's see. What do I need? Up here on my hat, I need something. Some sort of pattern. Let's do... let's just keep going across this way. Now let's keep going across this way. Like that. That looks good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now let's break out the paint. Okay. I think I'm going to make, well, I'm going to make the Jingle Bells silver. So let's start with the silver. You know, I think I want a piece of paper or something just to protect my shirt in case I dribble. Is that a good piece? Oh, here's a better piece. Here's a good piece of scrap paper, just in case I dribble. Wet my brush. That's kind of thick. Let's get a little bit more water in there. Alrighty, let's see what this does. Can you see what I'm doing? No, you can't. It's off screen. Of course it is. It's alright. If I go over the black, I can come back with my marker and fix it. Alright? And I want that very sparkly. Oh, don't dribble. Don't dribble. Yep, just going over the middle. And we'll just come back with the black and fix it. 'Cause I really want that sparkle everywhere. For the silver bells. Shiny bells. Okay. Let's do the one over here. I gotta scooch over. This is a very big piece, and it's hard for me to reach. Okay, so should I do some questions from my book? I bought a new thing, but I'm going to wait till the first of the year to break it out. It's called Memories. It's a game. It's very similar to using my book to get questions. But it's like a card game. So I thought that would be fun. It would be easy to randomly pick a question rather than going one by one through the book. And haven't looked at the whole thing that close, but I found it at the thrift store for like $2. So what the heck? We will try something new in the new year. Meanwhile, I do have my book here somewhere. I can use that. All right, that's good. Nice and sparkly. Doesn't look sparkly to you guys yet, but this one does. That one definitely does. Okay. Rinse my brush. Colors my hat. I think my hat's going to be red. That's where I'm going to put that red. I didn't bring a paper towel. Shame on me. That's over here. Grab me a paper towel to dry off my brush. Okay, let's do some red. That's a pretty red. I made a dribble. Okay, let's see. I'm influenced by that hat. Let me look at that hat again. Come on. That hat has, well, it's got some white too. That hat actually is like checkerboard almost. It's got actually got the red inside diamond shapes. Inside the squares. So let's do that. And that's where we're going to put our red. Something like that. Sticking my hand in the wet jingle bell. Don't do that. Something like that. Okay. Did I get it all? I think so. Okay. So then the red goes inside these bits. I think I need a smaller brush. Let's go find a smaller brush. Stiff but smaller end. So many of my brushes are soft. I don't want a soft brush. I want a stiff brush. Okay, let's try this one. Let's see what this one will do. Gotta have the right tools for the job. Oh, that's much better. Okay. All right, this might take a minute. This is probably going to be another 2-part video. I decided on that other one to just go ahead and do it as 2 parts rather than trying to edit it into one big long video. So you guys have seen that already. Probably do that with this as well. And if you want to fast forward, feel free to do so. And let's look at a question from this book, because we're almost done with this book anyways. I don't like any of those questions. All right. I am not doing political questions. They seem to be on a political page here because it's just not appropriate. I have my opinions. Do you need to know my opinions? No, not particularly. Because I really don't want to offend anyone on one side of the aisle or the other. And I don't want any of my foreign viewers to have to deal with American politics. So, you know. Because the question is, if you could have one current politician removed from office, who would you get rid of? There are many. There are many I can think of that I would get rid of. Or that I would say, please don't run again. But, you know, they're going to because they're career politicians. I don't know if I have a popular opinion or not, but my opinion is that yes, we have term limits for like Senate and so forth. Even president, we have term limits. They can only run and be in office for a certain length of time. But I think there should also be some kind of limit, lifetime limit for all offices. Because there are some politicians who have been in politics and been in some type of office or another for like 40 years, 50 years. That I don't think is right. They just go from you know, local offices, mayor, whatever, city council, and then they go to bigger offices, state office, you know, state senate, state house of representatives, and then they go to a national, and they just keep moving up the ranks because they term out of their place, or they do this other sneaky thing where they actually move. You know, they're not allowed to run again in California, for example, so they move to Virginia, and then they run in Virginia, and it's just annoys the heck out of me that there are so many that just have this career. I don't think that should be allowed, because we need I think part of the genius of the U.S. system is that the same people can't be in charge forever. That we get new voices and new blood and new opinions and new thought processes and new, it changes the balance of power constantly. We get this turnover, and it may be kind of annoying, but I think in the long run it's a good thing because not the same group, the same influential people are not always in power. And I think that's a good thing. But I think there's too many where they just go from state to state or office to office, and they've been politicians for their whole lives, and they're ineffective because I don't think that um, they're in it for just keeping their job and for being a politician, to making speeches and being feeding their own ego and being all powerful, but they don't actually do anything useful. And I think that they no longer represent the people of the United States. They just represent themselves and their friends. And that might be the case for younger politicians, newer politicians as well. But I think if we keep them rotating, there's a reason we have term limits. And I think that reason should follow from place to place. And there should be a maximum number of, let's make it a nice big number. I mean, it can be a reasonable number. Let's say 20 years. 20 years is a fine career in any one place. Absolutely. And I think there should be some sort of limit. Total limit. But that's just me, and it might be an unpopular opinion. So I'm not going to speak on any one particular politician. There are a lot of them that shouldn't be there on both sides of the political spectrum. And I think it's sad that the third parties are just not able to make any sort of effective change. That the two parties are just have a stronghold on the political process. But there are some third party candidates that manage to break through the system, but that's rare. But anyway, that's not a good question. Don't like that one. Boy, they're starting to get inappropriate here toward the end. If you could eliminate one habit that you have, what would you eliminate? I don't know. The habits that I used to have that I don't want anymore, I've already eliminated in my life. I'm old enough to have done that. I used to bite my nails. That was a horrible habit. And it was anxiety. And one day I noticed that I'd stopped doing it, and I was trying to evaluate why I was no longer biting my nails. I was like, gosh, I actually have to cut my nails. Why are my nails so long? And I decided that that I had been anxious about, well, I'd been anxious most of my life about a variety of things. But there was a particular anxiety that I worried about a lot, all the time. And once I had come to a place in my life where I was stable and I was no longer anxious about that one particular thing, I just stopped. It was just an anxiety thing. my husband's calling, but I'm going to let it go to voicemail. He knows. He knows that if I don't answer, I'm recording. I will call him back in just a minute because we are nearing a halfway point here. Okay. He left me a message. Okay. He's probably just calling to remind me of my dentist appointment tomorrow. My tooth still hurts. It's been a couple of weeks and it still hurts. Something is still not quite right with that tooth. So we are going to just see if the doctor can fix my face because I'm tired of it hurting. I've even broken into my super strong pain relievers that I had from when I broke my toe. I didn't use them very much because I really don't like the way they make me feel and they put me to sleep. And they give me weird dreams. But I took one last night because my face just hurt. And I couldn't fall asleep. So I took one last night. Helped me sleep. Okay, how are we doing? Got our... That's coming along. My watch is telling me I need to get up and walk. But I'm busy doing art. Don't you know that? I need some more paint. I'm out of paint. Let me give myself another little blob. Come on. There we go. Not too much. It's dark over here. My light doesn't quite reach that far. Nope. I can't do it. Tripod's in the way. Can't move the light. Okay. This one. This one. Oops, went over the line on that one. Have to fix that. Okay, 2 more little squares, and then we can move on. What do I want to move on to? I don't really know yet. I think maybe a little shading. I do not remember what I did on the other shirt. Should I have taken a picture and paid attention? Maybe? Don't know what else to do for this part of the hat. This I have to let dry before I do anything else up here, so we'll just move on. Okay, so those are filled. And then we'll just let that marinate for a while. Where'd my paper towel go? Clean my brush. Always clean your brush, folks. Okay. Let's do a little dark green. Let's do the blue green as a shadow. See what that does. Get a lot of water. There we go. Let's see what this looks like. Well, that's good. Like that. Something like that. Okay, I'm happy with that color. It's just super light. Something like this. And then perhaps the lighter green, the kind of limey green, as a highlight. Lots of water. Okay. Let's see what that will do. I've got a little bit of that color in there. I want it to be not quite so yellow, but more green. There we go. All right, let's try this as a highlight. That works. That's a good highlight color. Something like that. Let's do a little bit more right here at the top, right at the edge. Okay, oops, there's a paintbrush bristle in there. Let's get rid of that. Come on, come out of there. Ah, fudge puppies. Come out of there, you. Let me use my little sharp pointy thing. Get that bristle out of there. I don't want it to dry on my shirt. There we go. Oop, and now I got a bit of red there. Let's cover it up with a little green. There we go. All right. I'm good with that. Okay, so now we want to shadow the nose. I'm going to do the same thing. There's that bristle again. Didn't it leave the playing field here? Okay. Let's do the same. Well, you know what? I'm going to try the other green and see what the other green looks like. Because it's not as bluey of a green. It's more of a foresty green. Oh, look, it's called forest green. Ha! Give it a little extra water. Water it down a bit. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, that's different. Definitely different than this one. Let's combine those two, make it a little. Something like that. Okay, and then a little limey green as the highlight. Top of his nose. Does it need some white or some, maybe I'll get the silver out and silver highlight. Oh, maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, let's clean that off. And we'll use the silver like I did on the other one with the gold. Use some silver as a highlight. Sparkly highlight. Come on. Silver's kind of lumpy. Get a little more water in there. Because, you know, a little sparkle. Something like that. That's getting there. All right, well, let's take a little break. I'll call my husband back, and I'll be back for part 2 after this starts to dry up a little bit. I'll see you in a bit.